If you are a short-term rental property manager or property owner trying to do everything yourself, I'm talking about managing properties, handling marketing, doing owner acquisition, creating content, managing reviews, training team member, and many other tasks, you're probably making the same mistake I made when I started my agency, and that's what's keeping you stuck. 3 months ago when I started my agency, I was trying to build every system manager could ever need. Owner acquisition, operations, automation, team management, direct bookings, all of it. I thought that being a full service agency was the smartest move. Well, I was wrong. When I started my company, Scale Heavenly, I looked at the short-term rental property management space and I saw problems everywhere. Owners not coming in? Cool, I'll build you a predictable owner acquisition system. Operations chaotic? No problem, I'll build you a Notion command center with AI workflows. I genuinely thought that having multiple offers will make me more valuable. That more solutions equal to more revenue, right? Because that's what everybody teaches. You fix more problem, you do more work, you put more effort, and then you will reap the rewards. People tell you to keep your options open, let the market tell you what it wants. While some of those are true, we're not supposed to take that literally, like I did. So here's what actually happened. I was spending 60% of my time on people who wanted completely different things. One property manager needed owner acquisition because they want a reliable system on generating more clients. Another one had problems with their backend operations, having too many information in different places. So I helped them create a custom system so that all of their company knowledge combined into one source. Another one just wanted their operations to be cleaned up so that they can actually step back from the day-to-day, delegating most of the task to their team. Although all of that is really important for a short-term rental business, the problem here is that my schedule started getting messy every day because I was context switching between completely different skill set. One day I'm building an outreach campaign, the other days I'm fixing Notion automation, the other days I'm creating another completely different AI agent. So my brain was scattered everywhere. And my marketing for my own business, forget about it. I'd sit down to make a YouTube video and think, who am I even talking to? Property managers struggling with owners, managers losing money to OTAs, managers drowning in operation chaos. I was trying to speak to everyone and I was invincible to all of them. All of my digital footprint is on my YouTube channel. So after this video, you can scroll back to the previous videos that I've made and you'll see that it's all over the place. Sure, all of it has a lot of value, but again, I'm talking to different people and I'm just juggling different topics every single week. 2 months in running this business, I realized something that changed everything. Again, even though I'm getting good money, I wasn't building a business. I was building a consultation where every client was custom, every project took twice as long as it should be, where every project is delayed because of the custom solutions, and I couldn't even create any leverage because everything was different, and most important of all, I could not focus on one simple skill that can help my clients generate more revenue and more freedom way more than if I were to focus on these other different skills. I simply don't have enough expertise to just focus on one thing and be better at that one specific thing. And here's another thing that really hit me. After working with multiple operators, I've realized that they're also doing this exact thing right now as a short-term rental business operator. And you're probably too. You're either managing your own properties or your clients' properties. Let's say maybe you're starting, so you're juggling around 5 to 10 properties, or maybe even 50 plus properties. But you're not just managing those properties. You're also doing your own marketing. You're handling maintenance coordination. You're trying to do owner acquisition. You're creating content that you don't have the time for. You optimize for pricing. You're managing reviews. You're training team members. You're handling guest issues. You're doing every single thing. You're so spread thin that you're mediocre at everything instead of being exceptional at one thing at your zone of genius. And then you wonder why you can't scale past your current number of properties. And then you wonder why you don't have more freedom within your life. And then you wonder why your business isn't growing as you expected. Why every property feels harder instead of easier. Why you're working more hours as you grow, not less. It's all simply because you're trying to be everything to everyone. And in 2025, with AI making every tactic accessible to everyone, that strategy doesn't work anymore. Sure, a couple years ago, everything is more manual. You still have to hire more team members, more VA to help you with the daily tasks. You have to do more things manually yourself. But now with the help of AI, things can get easier, but you're not leveraging that. Now here's the moment it all changed for me. I was listening to one of this entrepreneur, his name is Serge, who pulled off $1 million in 5 weeks with his AI platform. And then in the middle of his video, he said something really powerful. I had to pause the video, get the transcript, put it into AI because it hit me straight in the chest. He said, in the world where you can build anything because of AI, because how easy it is to get attention, because how easy it is to build a business, more people are going to be at risk. Just because you can do more things doesn't mean that you will be any more successful. You're going to have so many options that you get stuck in knowing what to choose. You have decision paralysis. So in this video, he was talking about AI and automation, but I realized that he was describing my exact problem. I had too many options. I could build owner acquisition systems. I could build operation automation. I could build direct booking engines. But just because I could doesn't mean I should. So I started applying this framework he talked about. As I've mentioned before, I put it all into AI. I asked AI to start applying this framework for my business. Now, the first insight that he talked about is called the first principles thinking. It's basically stripping everything down to what's fundamentally true, ignoring the noise and assumptions. And I ask myself this one question. What is the one problem in short-term rental that, if solved, create the most compounding value? Not the most revenue, not the easiest to sell, not what everyone else is doing, but which problem, if I became the person who solved it, create the most value that compounds over time. Because the thing about me is I don't want to just help someone grow their revenue or grow their business if it doesn't impact their life. I don't want to just put fancy systems or automation inside their business if it doesn't save them more time, if it doesn't impact their life in a way, shape, or form. For each and every single one of my clients, I want them to be able to achieve whatever it is that they dream of when they started to build their business. And most people, they build business because they want to achieve freedom. They want to achieve peace of mind. They want to have a predictable cash flow that doesn't consume their time and energy so that they are able to enjoy and experience life to the fullest. It's as simple as that. Sure, the flashy numbers, materialistic thing is all important. But again, if you boil it down to the first principles, we all want freedom. Who doesn't want freedom and peace of mind? So again, the thing that will compound over time is a brand equity. And here's why this was the right answer for me. When I help a property manager shift bookings from OTAs to direct channels, to having their own platform, having their own channels and followings, I'm not just solving one problem. I'm solving multiple problems. Firstly, the most basic one, I'm obviously increasing the owner's profit margins immediately. We're saving 12 to 15% in fee savings on every direct bookings. So I'm also giving them a competitive advantage when they're trying to pitch their service. They can say that they have direct bookings, they can say that they have a predictable way of generating more income, that they're not scrambling to get guests. This is a way better pitch than we're just managing your property on air. The third one, I'm also reducing platform dependency and regulatory risk. So property owners or property managers are not at the mercy of OTAs changing their policies. Four, I'm also building a guest database that compounds in value over time. Because what a brand does is, a brand separates you from other competitors and it creates your own blue ocean strategy, your own unique positioning where nobody can copy it. And if nobody can copy your business, then it's gonna worth more when you decide to sell it. Next, I'm also creating repeat guest relationships that you actually own. So it's gonna be your guest that you can monetize, build relationships with over and over again. And then finally, all of this boils down to building meaning within your business. You're telling your story to the world. You're impacting someone else's life when they see your content, when they see your story, when they stay at your place. And you get to take the credit for all of it. You can say that all of that hard work is the fruit of your labor, is the byproduct of your values, of your strategies, of your systems, of you and your team's action. And it just creates a more meaningful purpose. And when more people are attracted to your brand, it will open up endless opportunities for you. Not only can you get predictable guests that lines up to stay in your property, but also opportunities for partnerships, equity, clients flowing in. So again, every other system, operations, pricing, owner acquisition, those are all important. Don't get me wrong, I would love to help others with these problems also. But the thing that you should focus now, especially where trust is at its lowest, competition is at its highest, building a brand equity is the only one that simultaneously increases revenue, reduces costs, builds a competitive and compounds in value over time. It is leverage, it is reliability, it is sustainability, all the things that this entrepreneur Serge talked about. So this is when I made the hardest decision of my business. I killed my dream of trying to be perfect in every single angle. I just need to focus on my zone of genius on one single thing. One offer, one audience, one promise, which is that we help property managers create their own brand equity and not only transform their business but also their life. It was honestly terrifying because I'm diving into a realm that I haven't experienced yet. This is a completely new thing for me. I'm not doing custom works anymore. I'm not being a freelancer anymore. I'm building something that actually means something more. Now, despite all of the scary things that I have to endure, within a couple of weeks of me transitioning into this offer, everything got easier. It's easier for me to reach out to people because I have a clear positioning. It's easier for me to create contents to get attention because I know who I'm talking to, I know what message I need to deliver, and I know how to solve that specific thing. Everything just got simpler because I'm only talking to people with one specific problem. Again, I wasn't trying to figure out if they need A, B, or C. They either need to create their own brand themselves or they need help with creating a brand. Again, I finally knew who I was talking to. My delivery also got clearer because I wasn't context switching between completely different systems. I was building the same thing over and over again, just customized for different markets. And finally, the most important of all, my confidence actually went up because I was actually becoming the expert in one thing instead of being mediocre at 5 other things. So if you're a short-term rental operator, maybe you own your own properties. Maybe you're managing properties for other clients. Maybe you're running the arbitrage method and you're feeling spread thin. Here's the framework I use to find my zone of genius and to focus on that one specific thing. And you can also apply this to your business. Now, question number 1. What is the one thing you're already naturally good at that your guests value most or your clients value most? It's not what you think you should be good at, but what do owners or guests already compliment you on? Now, question number 2 is which service or experience, if you became known as the person for it in your market, would make everything effortless? Like if someone mentioned a problem, they would immediately think of you or your property. If someone thinks about a group stay for remote workers, people would immediately think of you, for example. Question number 3, what would you need to stop doing to become exceptional at that one thing? This is the hardest part, this is the scariest part. You will need to do some automations, you will need to do some delegations, you will need to protect your time and energy for this. Question number 4, which choice increase your leverage the most over time? Does this particular skill compound? Does this create asset that grow in value? Or is it just trading time for money forever? Again, for me, creating a brand equity for others checked all the 4 boxes. For you, it might be completely something different. Maybe you're incredible at crafting a luxury experience because you have a passion in hospitality, you like traveling, you know what you want out of your luxury stays, and then you apply that to your own properties. Or maybe you're a remote investor yourself and you want to build properties that are specifically targeted towards remote investors, and you want to build a service or a property for remote investors who would never want to think too much about their property. So I don't know what your one thing is, but I promise you, you have one. And the moment you commit to it, everything will get easier. Now, usually, most people after watching this won't do it because it's a big change. It's scary to take a path that you're not used to. It's scary to turn down revenue. It's scary to say no to guests. It's scary to narrow your focus when you're not even sure which niche or expertise you pick will work. I get it. It was scary. And to be honest, up to this day, I'm still scared. I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing the right thing. I don't even know if this is the right decision for the long, if AI maybe can replace my job or not. But here's what I do know. Being everything to everyone is the slowest possible way to grow. It's the fastest way to burn out, and it's the easiest way to become commoditized. Being known for one thing is how you became irreplaceable. It's how you build a real brand. It's how you create business that works without you instead of a job that requires. So give me a year of this focus and I'll be the person everyone thinks of when they want to stop bleeding money, when they want to start transforming their life, when they want to start building the life they actually want with a brand. That's the bet I'm making, and I want you to step on this journey with me too. Alright, so a couple of things I want to note. After watching this video, if you feel compelled to learn more about how I can help your business, how I can help create a brand equity for you, I do have a free brand equity training that you can get immediately. Inside this training, I teach you a lot about the problems right now with staying on OTAs and not having your own platform, and how you can also start building your brand equity in 7 days. It contains 5 modules and 1 bonus module. And of course, I'm not going to sell you anything that you don't need. So inside this training, I will also let you know if building a brand equity with me will be the right decision or not for you. And finally, if this style of content where I'm breaking down the actual business decisions I'm making, the frameworks I'm using, the mistakes I'm making in real time is valuable for you, you can let me know in the comment. You can comment focus if this resonates with you. All this time I've been making mostly tactical like how-to videos, but I'm realizing that probably there's someone out there that cares more about how I'm thinking about building this business rather than just the tools or the frameworks that I use. So again, if this resonates with you, I'm going to make more of these videos, and I'm gonna keep on sharing what's on my mind as I build this thing. Final reminder for you, focus is your unfair advantage in a world where everyone has the same access to the same tools. Choose yours. If you're curious about what's gonna be the bonus content inside my free brand equity training, it's actually this video here. So watch this next video and you'll be way more ahead than any of your competitors. I'll see you in my next one.